We came to this place at the end of the road. It's the end of where the state stops maintaining these gravel roads that lead into this place. It was so quiet and peaceful, separate from the world in a way. The house had no plumbing, it had very little electricity, it wasn't insulated, it needed years worth of work. It became what we did with our life. We would come home from work and we would say, "Should we go out there tonight?" After a year or two, Glenda started saying, "We should have a name for our place." I said, "Why don't we just call it Out There?" My name is Charlie Brouwer, and I'm an artist, and that is what I do. I have practiced art for lots of years. I've made jewelry, I've done printmaking, painting, acrylics and oils and watercolor. The thing I became most known for was my sculpture starting in the early 90s. One of the main things I did was made outdoor sculptures. I built up quite a number of them, but I've also been creative in finding places for exhibiting my work that normally aren't thought of as formal places for art exhibits. I had 9 acres of land here. I started making trails so that we could walk through this whole 9 acres, and I just started placing sculptures along those trails. It became like an extension of the studio. Some people call it an outdoor museum. They see it as a place that you can see my work and walk around in and among it. This is part of what I'm known for as an artist in this community. Because I work with wood, and especially this is connection with my outdoor sculptures, there's a limited lifetime. I got to know the artist Christo. His major work as an artist was to do things that took years to organize and make happen, and then they existed for 2 weeks, and then they were gone. And he was asked one time, did he feel bad that he wasn't doing things that would last in the ages of, history? He answered it by saying that, why do we value our childhood? He said, it's because it was there and it's gone now. Now, at the age of 77, it's almost like, I've been running a race and I can see that there's a finish line up there. The best things in life disappear, but they become embedded in human minds and hearts. I just had a regular appointment with my eye doctor. On this occasion, in early 2022, she said something about loss of vision in my left eye. I had still perfect vision in my right eye, and I was told that even though it happened in one eye, there was no reason to expect it to happen in the other eye. I believe it was October of that year, I suddenly woke up realizing that now my right eye was seeing like my left eye. And I know that it was one of those, oh no, now what, kind of occasions that can happen in life.
So the name of the condition he had was what we call a retinal vein occlusion. Quote unquote normal vision would be 20/20. Reading vision starts to fall off beyond 2060 or 2070. To put it in perspective, Charlie's vision measures usually in the 2200 to 2300 range, which is just a bit better than the biggie on the eye chart. His ability to discriminate detail is significantly impaired. He can walk down a hall, he would have a very hard time reading anything unless the print was very, very large. And certainly in the art world that he enjoys, it's going to pose a very big challenge.
The prospect or the idea of making sculptures was something that it just seemed like it was going to be too difficult. I've had lots of disappointments in my life, but this was more than a disappointment. This was a weight that I could feel when somebody asks me, "How do you see things?" I think, if only they could see the world through my eyes, because I can't explain it.
I don't cry about it anymore, normally. But we both did at first. Every morning, he goes out on the deck. Just routine, He would come in and say, "I can't see anything out there." It was devastating. It could have ended his art career, right? He came home from the eye doctor and he said, "I asked Dr. Burns if I could drive." And Dr. Burns said, "If you feel comfortable driving, you can drive." So he said, "I'm going to drive to town." And he came back and says, "I can't." He just said, "I'm dangerous. I'll kill somebody if I drive."
And it was soon after that my mom called me and talked to me and said, "Dad can't drive." We expect our parents to always be the same and don't like to think about them aging or, things happening to them. So it takes a while for the mind to register what's going on. And it was just sort of a slow realization that, this was really serious. I've seen my dad in the last year have to rely on my sister and I and my husband more than he is perhaps comfortable with. I hope that he has seen that experience as rewarding in realizing that we believe in him enough that we want to help him stay committed to the kind of life that he wants to live and the kind of work that he wants to make.
I think that life would be pretty depressing without having the support from others. And I suppose that there's even a quality of having something happen that causes people to be kind to you. It's a wonderful thing. My wife is driving me to a lot of doctor's appointments. I'd be looking out the passenger window, learning to see the world differently. And for some reason, trees started to get my attention. And so I would be seeing trees against the sky in that high contrast, even though I couldn't see very well. I could tell that's an oak tree. Those are maples over there. Obviously pine trees, they're pretty easy for me to see, the big dark shape, It seemed like the trees even kind of said to me, pay attention to us. I think I was inspired by the trees to draw them. I was seeing things better if they were in high contrast. So I picked charcoal because it would look very strong and dark against a white paper or a white canvas. I don't know, where this will go, but Right now, I feel like I owe it to the trees that pulled me out of my sense of loss as an artist. I'm doing this work because I'm learning from it myself, and it's helping me get through life, and maybe even more than just get through. It's helping me to rejoice in life. I felt like I was reborn as an artist. This new way of working. So don't feel sorry for me. I don't think that's really appropriate. I think it's really appropriate, though, to learn from other people about how they perceive the world. I don't see it as a handicap. I see it as an alternate way of seeing the world. We are to be like trees as people. We just keep putting out leaves. We just keep on going. When it's over and there's no more leaves, we can still stand there and be part of the forest. No matter what happens, as long as I have life and some physical ability, I will probably be able to continue as an artist. I have learned through this to think that this is true for everybody. We're all unstoppable. We just don't always know it.